Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith of Smiths in the Black. It's time for the Strat Time Report, and we're going to take a look here. SPY started gunning here right out the chute again, but then backed off in the second hour. You can see, how I talk about this pretty much every day. Every 60 is like a new day to us. So here you can see it came out gunning into the highs, then a new 60, drops back in. Now just kind of stuck right here in the middle. So we did have a kind of a funky tape on that run. We had a bunch of the big boys doing the heavy lifting, and then some things breaking down. So it didn't surprise me to have this market come in a little bit. We got them going. Remember, we're watching the SMH. And SMH had a nice run here, but we know the two down, two up, and we were looking for all those monthlies that were breaking last month's highs. And we got the earnings from Qualcomm. And Qualcomm, big gap up, but does its job that we're looking for here. The two down, the two up, and there's a lot of that stuff going on over there. But then we got messed up with SWKS and Corval. I'll get to that in a second, and to a certain extent MU. But we still have the king doing all the heavy lifting. Nvidia just ripping here, and you can see this outside month after the inside month. The 1 bar rev strat 1-3, reversing this inside month break here, and now this selling was rejected, and that's still happening right now. We got a new 60. This thing's been pretty quick. So there you go. There's your inside 15er right there, and now an inside 15 and trying to drop up in a little bit. We'll see if that sets up again for us. If we go to AMAT, and AMAT's still holding up well. And remember the inside week, the rev strat month 1, 2, 2, and looking to take out the highs and go up into here. So we'll see how that goes for us. If we go to Adobe, so a lot of these things hitting some magnitude. Adobe, you can see this weekly. This was very nice. The 2-2 reversal up, and then this was an outside month, pokes down, and then the 3-2-2. These two become an outside bar of that, so it hits magnitude, and then it kind of dries up here. So we'll see how that goes. If we go to Parker Hannifin. And Parker Hannifin just gap and sit up into here. Hits some magnitude by taking out all this stuff and going to the highs, but you can see still hanging around. We'll see if that sets up again to do anything more. If we go to Costco Retail. And Costco still blasting into the highs just like Nvidia here. You got the outside month. This selling was rejected here, and then boom, still being rejected. Daily, we call this the Momo Hammer. Anybody who got short in here, boom, you're done. And off she goes. Just some exhaustion risk now going in the highs. There's a lot of exhaustion risk. And you can see it also on the 30 here. Momo Hammer inside. Boom, off she goes. Anybody who thought that was going to roll down here got jammed in there. We'll see if anything more comes of that. If we go to Domino's Pizza. And Domino's Pizza, nice inside day, and that triggers this, the 2 down, 2 up month. So for the rest of the month, as long as it's over that, that's good. Oh, that's not showing. I'm going to switch this over here. Month and 60. So as long as it's above that, 491.18, good to go on that. Q's starting to come in a little bit, as well they should. Like I said, there's a lot of internal weakness we'll get to in a second here. If you go to ANET, ANET, gapper from 2 days ago, then the inside, the 2-1-2 continuation, blasting off at a new high, so we'll see if that comes in for us to give us anything there. Right now, exhaustion risk by going into the highs, like a lot of things. If we go to Lily. And Lily inside month to the upside, looking to see if we can take out those highs. The 60 right here, what did that do? Right here, can't tell if that pokes down or not, but you can see that going up. But we're looking to gun into the highs when you have that inside month and you got all-time highs right there. Yeah, we're looking to take that out. If we go to let's go to Etsy. And Etsy just came gunning. Look at that slight gap down. They said, I don't think so. Boom, off she goes. Now you got an inside 60 to keep an eye on, so we'll see how that goes. Exhaustion risk because you're going into new highs, so we'll see. All right, if we go to open, and open, look at that. It started off taking out the inside week to the upside, then back down, and then boom, 2-2 reversal on the daily. 2 down, 2 up, and this thing just exploded. So you can see still within the monthly range here. Not an inside month that has taken that out, so we'll see. Right now you go inside on the 60s, so we can keep your attention on that. If you go to BGFV, and BGFV having a nice little month here, inside month to the upside, and just taking these 60s here into the highs, and off she goes. So exhaustion risk, like a lot of things, going into the highs. If we go to TXG, and TXG having a nice little day on a gap or upper here, and you can see that on the month. The 2 down, the 2 up reversal here on the month, and you got some more room for new highs, so we'll see if that kicks in. If we go to Chewy, and Chewy's here, inside day to the upside, right here, 2 down, inside, back up, right, real nice there. And on the what that's going to do on the month is give you the same 2 down, 2 up month reversal on that. So you can keep an eye on Chewy for the month over 76.35. If we go to the downside, had a lot more discernible stuff. So we're watching those semiconductors, but then Corvo, we thought we might get them all going. Then Corvo, kicking pattern, daily puker, and comes right back through all this kind of stuff. Then inside 60 to the downside. We'll see if that keeps puking. And SWKS giving it up too. SWKS, 2-2 reversal day. 2 up, 2 down by taking this out. And so we're hoping that we can get this hammer to kick in. And it did for a little bit, but then today gives it up. If you go to MU, not totally getting killed, but it gapped up and just comes in because we're trying to see if we can take that, the inside month rev strat, which it did. It just on today gaps up, and then exhaustion comes in. So we'll see. If we go to Netflix, and Netflix, they got them good on the 60. Look at this. Drew this back here to show an example of the outside bar being a broadening formation in itself. All right. Then all of this stuff stuck in here. An attempt to take this out, but we know that both sides of previous ranges get tested and taken out. So here, this is a slight 2 up, and then boom, right back through all of this and right to the line. Right, and there's your broadening formation, Netflix. And it goes right to magnitude here. If we go to Penn Gaming getting slammed here, and pulled this one up this morning because on the monthly you'll see this, the outside month, take out both sides, there's your broadening formation, the attempt to break out of it, and then the failure here, and the inside down. These three become an outside bar of that. All right, the 3-2, 1-2 down. So tells us to look around here. Caesars on the month, 2 up, 2 down reversal. Caesar, and coming back a little bit on that 60, we'll see. And DraftKings is having a rough one here. And DraftKings taking out last week's lows, taking out last month's lows, so we can keep an eye on that. Futures kind of stabilizing here just a tad. AMD, you might want to throw that on your strong list for the for the semi, still holding tough. If we go to BNTX, and BNTX still inside on the month, just a 2-2 reversal day, two up by taking out the previous high, then boom, back to the previous range of these guys. And if that works, it's a two up, two down on the week. Not totally getting killed, but we'll see. Tried to poke down on the 60, and that was with Moderna here. And Moderna having a rough one today, and you can see this on the weekly. Call this triangle out. Triangle out. Then boom, back through the range, albeit most of it on the gap or here. So we'll see if that sets up again right now, just melting off the cliff. It also tells us to look at NVAX. And NVAX, just a two up, two down day. Not totally getting killed, and still inside week to the upside, and still inside 60 going back up for right now. The corrective activity down, inside, back up. And that's why we watch those 60s. If we go to FAS Financials and XLF, having a rough day over here. There's RevStrat day at FAS. Inside day, pokes up, then boom, back through that range. Getting closer to taking out last week's lows. If you go to XLF, here, XLF, 2-2 reversal on the week coming down, right? So there's going to be Citicorp having all sorts of problems over here, and we know that's been one of the weaker ones, and you can see on the month, taking out last month's lows, 2 up, 2 down. How's Wells Fargo doing? Wells Fargo's a 3-2 down, got them here pretty good. So we'll see JP Morgan is inside day to the downside going after that reversal on the week too, so a bunch of the financials having some tough times. If we go to IFF, Flav, and you can see this slight lower low on the day, 2 up, boom, the 222 and down. If that works, this RevStrat week inside, poke up, hits magnitude, then fails back down. We'll see if anything more comes of that. Still handily inside month. If we go to China, excuse me, Baba a little weak today, and it was an inside day and gapped up. Still doji on the week, so I didn't really expect much out of this, but at this point, potentially an outside day to the downside, and Baidu here does the outside day, 1 bar RevStrat, so we can keep an eye to see if Baba follows suit with Baidu. If you go to Dish, and Dish having a rough day here, and you can see this on your daily, what you look for. The 2 up, 2 down, back to previous range. Whammo! Takes them down. That takes out last month's lows. You see it been stuck in here. See if it can be weak enough to take this out, 38.71, to broaden that a little bit. DraftKings going to the lows right now as I speak. The refiners, HFC having a rough one here, taking out last week's lows. Inside on the 60 right now, and if you look at that monthly, this here, we call that shooter counter's hammer. There's a 2 up, 2 down. Shooter down, so we can watch like PSX. PSX still handily inside the month and an outside day. Still an inside week over there, so MPC. So MPC a little bit rougher on the red, and you can see that taking out last week's low. So some of those refiners having a tough morning so far. If we go to NBIX gaps down, inside day continuation, puker, big outside weaker, and that 60 just kind of drifting lower. And here's what you look for: the poke up, 2, boom, down she goes, 2-2 reversal, and that gives us the outside month. If we go to SQ, Square not totally getting killed, but it was an inside day, poked up for the 1 bar RevStrat 1-3, and if that works, that's a 2 up, 2 down on the weekly, because we're seeing a little bit of weakness, excuse me, like in some of the Bitcoin stuff. SI still an inside day. Coinbase, how you doing, buddy? Coinbase coming back, so not much going on there. If we go to Roku, and Roku, see that gaps down, rallies back, and then goes inside on the 60. And if you go down to a 30, you're going to see this. There we go. Rallies back, 2 up, boom, down she goes right here. And no higher high on that 30 as yet. That's a nice little move. And we'll last but not, well, let's go Allstate, contributing to the financial wreck here. So Allstate having some problems here, gap down and go. Continuation, so we'll see what more comes of that. And last but not least, QRTEA. Just a beautiful kicker back through previous range here. Stop them all out. Nobody's short for this one. Then boom, down she goes. So we'll see. Financial weakness. Some of them big boys like Nvidia, Google, Amazon trying to do all the heavy lifting, and of course, Tesla's still going into new highs. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith. This is Mr. Black. Strat Time Report.